Sometimes your ideas sound stupid. Back in 2015 was the first time I drew a Fallen Renegades character, but it wasn't called Fallen Renegades then. The character's name wasn't even the same as it is now, and that's kind of laid the groundwork for what Fallen Renegades was for the first few years. Things changed. It was a lot of doodling, shifting, and adjusting these random, unrelated characters until, sometime in 2021, I realized that I had a story forming. It wasn't the most unique story, but it was mine, and I wanted to do something with it. Saying I'm gonna write a book is one thing, but actually writing a book is another. Plus, this was taking a story that I had messed around with for years and putting it into a comprehensive format. No more changes. Plot holes that I had ignored up until then had to be filled. The story needed to be ironed out. The characters had to be finalized. I was gonna need some help. I dove headfirst into the writing process in August of 2022 and managed to finish it in that month. After a few weeks of waiting, I sent it off to one of my friends who agreed to look over it.
Hi, I'm Honeylash. I read over the first draft of Fallen Fire and aided with major plot points and edits to story structure. I've written 2 novel-length stories and many short stories in my free time. I loved getting to see Madison's book grow and flourish over time with each new draft that she produced. The first one undoubtedly needed some work.
Undoubtedly needed some work is putting it kindly. Thankfully, with the ideas that Honey provided in mind, I was able to rewrite the story and develop it in a way that was much better than the first time around. In the end, I think only one paragraph from that original draft ended up making the cut. I sent this draft over to Honey, and then, as she was reading through it, went ahead and sent it to another good friend of mine, a friend who I desperately needed to have on my side if this was going to work.
Hi, I'm Briar. I edited Fallen Fire for Madison. Prior to working on Fallen Fire, I have edited other projects Madison has worked on, as well as written my own book, and I am currently adapting one of my manuscripts to a comic. Most of the editing I did on Fallen Fire was copy editing, but I also provided assistance with fixing minor plot points, formatting, and brainstorming ideas for the chapter title artworks.
Briar worked her magic, and before I knew it, the first book of Fallen Renegades had gone from a second draft to a final draft. In August of 2023, almost exactly a year after I wrote the first official draft, I was able to hold the printed book for the first time. My silly little cat story, the one that had started as a doodle in the corner of a 7th grade science worksheet, was done. Sometimes your ideas are stupid, but sometimes you need to get past that thought and just create. And not only that, but have the confidence to share it with others. Chances are they'll tell you to make changes, but that's what creation is all about. The first few years of Fallen Renegade's existence, the changes were all based on my point of view. It wasn't until I let my friends look over it that I was able to see what really needed to be adjusted, and the story was better for it. Creating this novella was a process, and I'm really lucky that I had good friends helping me through every moment of it. It took having friends who were willing to listen to me ramble or point out a plot hole for this somewhat stupid idea to reach a point that I was really proud of. And I can't wait to do it all over again.